You know what I hate when I see? You know what I find really annoying when I see it? Is when I'm watching like a reel or a TikTok, and it's like some sexist horseshit, some made up scenario, and then in quotations as this generation is so cooked. No, it just really grinds my gears. Because it's so like irritating. Because I agree with the whole sentiment that the generation is. I agree with. I think our generation is pretty cooked, but not in the way these people usually imply. Well, these guys who make these reels or these TikToks, what they usually try and say is just some like appeal to insecure manosphere horseshit. Kind of like following the Tate line of reasoning, but like not really. Kind of alluding to it in like a kind of playful, jokey manner, which really pisses me off because like the sentiment being like transposed, I would say, is very, 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 very harmful. Like, cause it's usually, you know, some guy making a reel about some girl who's had like sex with a couple men or something. Like, fine, that's cool. Well, personally, I don't give a shit about that. Other people who are insecure might do. That's their prerogative, but personally, I don't give a shit. Anyways, but it's usually like people captioning like a made up situation with like this generation is so cooked. And this made up situation, first and foremost, barely ever happens, right? And second most, only like fails to widen the gap of like lack of communication between people, if that made any sense. I just think it plays on a lot of insecurity, right? I mean, I've kind of walked away. I've kind of wandered away from the whole generation is so cooked type thing, but it plays into it, right? We can see that. It plays into the whole insecurity. It plays into the whole like divide between especially men and women of like Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Like, it's funny because so many people say like the youngest generation is the most progressive. That's changed now, right? I would say the most progressive generation is pretty clearly millennials. Pretty clearly. It's like using any line of logic. Like, I don't know, the damage that short form content has done to like our generation, our psyche, is so criminal. Is so criminal. Because like you'll have average people going around, like you'll meet some random fucking person, have a conversation with them, and all of a sudden they're spouting shit like they're Hitler's strongest soldier, right? They'll just be like the average person, and they're like just baked in like sexism, racism, and anti-Semitism is kind of insane if you think about it. Like, it's been humorized to like to such a grim extent. It's been very much weaponized. Weaponized for, like, right-wing talking points. It's really annoying. It's really sad. Really sad to see. Alright. Like, I hate it when I'm talking to someone and all of a sudden they just say some bullshit that's not true. Hate it. Hate it so much. Really pisses me off. I'm gonna try Doing B here, surely. Breakthrough. Anyways. Fuck. But yeah, no, it really annoys me. Right? Because I don't think... Because none of it is true. Again, I'll say it weaponizes people's insecurities. Those types of reels, that type of content. And all it really does is... It weaponizes their insecurity in a way that makes it harder for... Like, it gets you in a hole, right? It digs you into a hole. You, like, get kicked into a hole by these, like, bullshit reels. And all of a sudden, you believe them more because they're spoon-feeding you people to hate and reasons for your suffering, when, in all actuality, they are the reasons for your suffering. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, okay. I mean, there are, like, a lot of issues in today's world, right? There are. Like, I'd say there's like a general loneliness epidemic. Like, a lot of people mention men's loneliness as like a massive thing, and it is a massive thing, right? Because a lot of men are pretty lonely. Like, being a guy and like also knowing guys, it's pretty obvious that people are more so lonelier than they were like 10, 20 years ago. But it's just, they don't help themselves very much. Because each of them are individual people, so you can't really like do a broad spectrum healing or nurturing because they're all individuals, right? You can't really change how they think. And if they're captivated by like alt-right talking points and like they have their insecurity weaponized against, you know, women and minorities, it's kind of like, it's really hard to parse. Because I don't think the average guy is, you know, super sexist or racist. I think they are, but I don't think baseline they are. I think it's a very learned trait. A very learned trait by like short form content and like a lack of you know, response from left-wing people. Yeah, it's tough. This generation is quite cooked in that respect. I mean, that's what I mean when I say I think it's cooked, right? Because, yeah, it pisses me off. It really does. When I'm scrolling through reels and see shit like that. No, man. What do I know? I'm just playing Pokemon. I don't know. Yeah. There's more to say on the matter, but like, I don't know. That requires me getting a bunch of my thoughts in, because it's a very tough like area of knowledge to parse, right? It's very tough. Very tough to say something and then have it be like 100% accurate and representative. I'm just kind of speaking off the cuff. But yeah. Anyways. I might talk about it a bit more later in a different video, but those are my initial thoughts on the matter. Back to video gaming.